This conference will now be recorded.
So today we will discuss about managing control file. So what is control file? Every database, Oracle database has a control file, which is actually a binary file that records the physical structure of the database. Okay, so it contains many information. And what are those information, guys? Anyone? It contains the database name. It contains the timestamp of the database creation. It contains the name and location of associated data files and redo log files. It contains the current log sequence number. It contains the checkpoint information. Okay, and on which stage control file is required when you are starting the database. So it is required in mount stage. If it is available in mount stage, then database will go to the next stage, that is open stage. If suppose your control file is missing, then it will give an error and database cannot be mounted. And if you have a backup, then you can recover. Okay, so the control file of an Oracle database is created as at the same time as the database. So by default, at least one copy of the control file is created during database creation. But if you are creating through DBCA, so how many file will be created, guys? And what is the parameter? By that you can check. So this is the parameter control underscore files, which we actually this parameter is stored in the SP file or P file. So I need to check by which database my is using, that is SP file. So you can see that control files are two control files because you created the database through DBCA. Okay, so but you can also create control files later, and that depends by which file you are running your database. P file method is different and SP file method is different. And there are some guidelines to manage the control files for a database. That is, first guideline is provide file names for the control files, multiplexing control files on different disks, backup control files, and manage the size of the control file. So these are the guidelines we should follow when we are managing control file. So what is the meaning of provide file names for the control file? So as you can see on my screen, you specify control file names using the control underscore files initialization parameter in the database initialization parameter file. And instance recognize and open all the listed file during startup, and the instance write to and maintain all listed control file during database operation. So which process writes in the control file, guys? Anyone? Tell me. CKPT, my dear. So if you do not specify control underscore files before database creation, so what will happen? Okay, so suppose if you are not using Oracle manage file, then the database create a control file and uses a default file name, and the default file name is operating system specific. And if you are using Oracle managed files, then the initialization parameter you set to enable the feature determine the name and location of the control file. And if you are using Oracle ASM, and you can place Oracle ASM file names in the DB create file dest and DB recovery file dest initialization parameters. Then Oracle ASM automatically create control file on appropriate places. Okay, so these two parameter is basically used for that. So show parameter DB create file dest, it is not set actually. And second is DB recovery. Basically, this is OMF parameters which actually manage the files. So DB recovery file dest. So there are two parameters for that: DB recovery file dest and file dest sizes. So these are the OMF features. Okay. Now multiplexing control files on different disks. So every Oracle database should have at least two control files minimum, and maximum how many control files we can do multiplexing, guys? Anyone? Yes, perfect. Eight. We did that actually in architecture. So whenever control file is damaged due to a disk failure, so associate instance must be shut down. Once the disk drive is repaired, the damaged control file can be restored using the copy of control file from other disk or from the backup. Okay, so the behavior of the multiplex control files is if suppose you are using the database writes to all files name listed in this parameter control underscore files. So database read only the first file listed during database operation. If any of the control files become unavailable during database operation, the instance become inoperable and should be terminated. So Oracle strongly recommend that your database has a minimum of two control file and they are located on separate physical disk. Okay, and one way to multiplex control file is to store a file copy on every disk drive that stores members of redo log groups. And if the redo log group is multiplex, so by storing control file in this location, you are minimizing the risk that all control files and all groups of the redo log file will be lost in a single disk failure actually. So backup of the control file, so it is very important that you should back up your control file, but on which situation you will back up? Every time when you are changing the physical structure of your database, like adding, dropping, or renaming data files, adding, dropping a table space, or altering the read write state of the table space, adding or dropping redo log files or groups. So these are the situation. After that you need to take the backup of the control file, right? And how to manage the size of the control file. So the size of the control files basically set for some parameters which you use or which you if you are not using, then it will takes the values. So there are 1 2 3 4 5 parameters actually. So what are those parameter, guys, which actually decide the size of control files? Anyone? So if suppose you increase the values of this parameter, it will increase the size of the control file, right, guys? Yeah, tell me, what are those parameters? Anyone? Have you manually created the database in your past? 12C, 18C, 19C, 11G, 10G, 9I. Have you done that manual creation of database? So these are the parameters. Max data files will decide maximum data files. Max log files will decide maximum files of redo. Maximum log members. Actually, log files will be group, and max log member is basically redo log file. Max log history and max instances. So these are the parameters which you mention when you are creating a database manually in that script. Actually, you will do that, right? So what is that script? Suppose this is the script you are creating for the database. So I am posting. So in that you can see that these max log files, max log members, max logs history, max data files, max instances, like that. Okay. Now next is thing is that how to create control file. So you can create, copy, rename and relocate control file. So creating initial control files, creating additional copies, renaming and relocating, and creating new control file. So these are the medium, you can say, or the way you can create control file. So first, creating initial control files. So initial control file of an Oracle database are created when you issue the create database statement, which I have posted in your chat box. So the name of the control file, as I said, by specified by the control underscore files parameter. By using during database creation, you can specify multiple control files in that parameter, and after that when you run this script, so so it will create actually. And if files with the specified names currently exist at the time of database creation, so you must specify control file reuse clause in the create database statement, otherwise you will get an error. If the size of the old control file differ from the size parameter of the new one, then you cannot use the reuse clause. Okay. And you can change control underscore files initialization parameter. You can add more control files, or you can change the name of the files, or you can change the location of the control file. Second, creating additional copy, renaming and relocating control files. So what you will do, suppose you are multiplexing the control file, or you renaming the control file. So first, you need to, suppose you are using p file, so you need to shut down the database, and you need to copy existing control file to a new location by operating system command, that is cp. And then you will open the parameter file, that is p file, and in that you will edit the parameter control underscore files, and to add the new control file name or to change the existing control file name, and save it, and then restart the database. So this is the way you can create additional copies, rename and relocating. Now how you will create new control file? Suppose your new control files required because all of your control file damage and you don't have a control file backup, or when you want to change the database name. So on that time, we will see this mechanism. So when to create new control files, the create control file statement and create new control file. So when we are creating new control file, all control files for the database suppose damage, and you didn't have control file backup, and if suppose you want to change the database name, so you will create that. But you can change the database name and DB ID by which utility, guys? Anyone? DB new ID. Okay. Now create control file statement. So I have posted already. So this control file statement you will create. So in that you will mention create control file, set database, prod, log file, group 1, group 2, group 3, and reset logs and data file, system, actually sysocs, and user, temp, etc. And you can use this parameter also. So the create control file statement can potentially damage specified data files and redo log files. So omitting a file name can cause loss of the data in that file or loss of access to entire database. So whenever you are using this create control file statement, please make sure that everything is correct. And if the database had force logging enabled before creating the new control file and you want to it continue to be enabled, then you must specify force logging clause in the create control file statement. Okay, so creating a control file, you required some of the statement. So first you need to check what is your database log files actually. So if you access this view, so see that we have three redo log files. So you can take location and naming from here, and then you can check by v dollar data file all the data file naming and location if suppose you don't know. And then you can check control underscore files parameter. So if you don't have a list actually handy with you, then you can access these three views and you will get the information of all redo log file, data file, and control file. Clear? And after that, you need to shut down the database and back up all data files and redo log files and start up no mount, because we know that control file is required in mount stage. So we will create a control file in no mount stage. So when creating a new control file, specify the reset clause if you have lost any redo log group in addition to control file. So you must specify the redo log if you have renamed the database. Otherwise, you can select the no reset clause. So these two situations when you will use reset clause, guys. Clear? And store a backup of the new control file on an offline storage device, and then edit the control file initialization parameter, and then recover the database if necessary. And if the new if you are not recovering the database, then you can skip this step. And if you are creating the control file as a part of recovery, then recover the database. If new control file was created using the no reset clause, you can recover the database with complete closed database recovery. And if you are using reset clause, so you must specify using backup control file. Actually, if you have lost online redo log files or archive redo log files or data file, so that we will actually check in database backup and recovery workshop. And once the database is done, then you will alter the database open. And if you specify reset clause, then you have to open the database in reset log mode actually. So backing up the control file, so you can back up the control file actually by two command. One is alter database backup control file to and file name location. So let me execute this command for you guys. So here I am saying alter database backup control file to, and I am giving same location actually. So here I am saying this path, and naming you can say control dot bkp. Okay, so your database is altered. So let me open new session. Just a second. So I am opening this session, login with Oracle, password, cd. Oh, so what was the path? Let me copy this path. So here ll. So see that control dot backup is created. Clear? So this is the way you can do that. Okay. And second way is actually you have another command that is alter database backup control file to trace. So basically this command will create a control file in trace location, and this will write SQL script to a trace file where it can be captured and edited. So view the alert log to determine the name and location of the trace file. Okay, clear guys? Any questions so far? So ADRCI is the tool. Show mm, show all, show trace. Mhm. Okay, just a moment. What is the purpose of max log history? Uh, to store history actually of this parameter. Give me 2 minutes why ADRCI is not working actually. So just a second guys. So show parameter trace underscore. So see that this is my trace location. Okay, so we will go into that location and we will get the information. Okay, so there is also parameter show parameter diag actually. So when you use this, so diagnostic test is this and the trace is this. Okay, so you can access, so you can go into trace location and then you will check that. So let me go to another session. So this is PWD, no setting is there. Oh, CD ORCL. So see that we reach here, then LCL, then again CD ORCL, clear PWD, then LS. So here we had trace location. So PWD, this is the path, then LS. So these are the trace file location. So how you will find out your location? So that's why uh, you need to check actually. You have to set a trace file parameter actually, then you will easily find out actually. Okay, otherwise you have to check everything. Okay, like that. So you can do what actually, suppose you can set the parameter actually, just a second. uh, yeah, so here you can set the parameter of your database name. So now if you check earlier it was blank. Now when you check, so see that trace identifier is enabled. Okay, so ORCL is there, and after that you will check create another command by alter database control file to trace. Okay, and after that you will go into the location actually. So select star from v dollar diag info also you can check. So here you will get Oracle home is here, default trace file, see that. So this is default trace file, and like that you will get all your diagnostic information actually. Okay, let me copy this, share that screen. So here I say CD and this, so we reach to that location. So this is the trace file actually, and after that you will create into SQL statement, so you can just copy and enter into that. Okay, so let me check whether this is, oh, it's not actually. So don't do this on production actually. So see that every processes has actually the value. Okay, so here you will get that actually. Now recreating or recovering a control file of your database. So how you will do that actually? So you can recover your control file from current backup of your control file, or you can recover using a control file copy actually. So suppose you are recovering control file corruption using a control file, so you will just shut down the database and use the cp command and create from the existing ones to new one, and then start up the database. And recovering from the permanent media failure, so you will shut down the database and you will open cp command, use the cp command and create it, then edit the control file parameters and then start up the database if you are using parameter file. Otherwise, if you are using sp file, you will need to shut down, you don't need to shut down the database. First you alter the system, alter system set command and control underscore files parameter, and then shut down and then cp command and then startup. Same way, if you are dropping the control file, so you will shut down the database, edit the control file and delete the old control file and restart the database if you are using p file. And if you are using sp file, so you will edit the control file parameter, shut down the database and delete the os by os command and then start up the database. And if there are some views by that you can check control file information. So there is v dollar database is the first one, by that you can check. So here see that control file converted and control file type created sequence. So these are the information you can check from v dollar database with respective queries. And second is v dollar control file. So I already showed that select a star from control file and you can describe v dollar control file parameters. So here status name, block size. Okay, so earlier block size column was not there. So what block size control file use, guys? We know that our default block size is 8 KB. So let me answer data file block size, control file block size and redo log file block size. Guys, answer me. Hello. My database block size is 8 KB. Now answer me, what will be the data file block size, what will be the control file block size, what will be the redo log file block size, guys? Earlier this parameter, this column was not there, so we used to x dollar actually parameter, sorry, we use to check the control file block size. Okay, control file block size is 8 KB. Then data file block size, Sudhakar. What else? Others are not present. Sriram, Shaista, Ilyas. Data file is 8 KB. Okay. Redo log file. Guys, this answer I asked in my corporate training, and one guy was 20 years of experience, guys, and he didn't answer it. Okay, I know this information is not required for database activity, but we should know that, right? No one is responding. Very sad actually. You guys never replied my question. Ilyas saying redo log is 512. Okay. 4K redo log file. Okay. Okay. Now I'm showing because my time is important. So see that control file block size is 16 KB. Please remember that. Describe v $log. So here select group comma block size. Okay. So from v $log. uh Select group comma block size from v $log. ओहो क्या मिस हो रहा है group hash. Okay, yeah, so see that 512 bytes for redo log. Okay, so this is, but now we can use if we have 4K devices for that. So redo log group also 512 byte 1024 and 4 KB we can use. Okay, so now it's not 512 bytes. Redo log file can be used these block sizes. And how to check data file block size? Here, see that. So select block size from v data file. Okay, so 8 KB. So now guys, you get important information. Data file is 8 KB, control file is 16 KB, right? And redo log file is 512 bytes 1024 and 4 KB. Clear, guys? And there is a view v control file underscore record underscore section. So this view will tell you about control files detail information. So control underscore, sorry, control file underscore record underscore section. So see that your record size, your records total, type. So if suppose I say select type, comma, record size, comma, records total from v control underscore files. So see that these are the information which actually is stored. So database, data file, tables, space log history, archive log, backup set, backup piece, data file copy, backup corruption, copy like this, database information. So these are the information is stored in control file. So almost 42 types information will is stored, and these are the record sizes and these are the record total actually. Clear guys? Have you checked this view earlier? And there is another. No, oh, describe v dollar parameter. So this view also tell you about the control file information. So you will use the parameter name actually. Okay, so this is the control file related things. Now I will show you the control file multiplexing with SP file. P file you can do the guys. Okay, so just do the fresh. So just here I say show parameter control underscore files. So here see that my control file are three actually. So I'm taking this and making a note actually and creating a alter system command. So just wait for few minutes, and when you are editing, so don't only add new value. You have to add existing ones, plus you have to add new one also, right guys? Have you done multiplexing before? So my command is ready. So this is the command. Okay, alter system set control underscore files. First you write the existing one, control 1, control 2, and then the new one. Okay, so scope is equal to sp file. So system alter, and after that we shut down the database, and I will reach to that location where my control file is there. So let me show you second session. So just clear cd pwd. Okay, now cd, and here my control file is there. So what I will do, cp control 1 and 3 actually, right? So first we need to shut down properly. So database is shut down. Okay, don't create while shutting. So now cp command is done. Now check that ls control 03 comes. Now go back to my database session. So let me share that session. So here I will say startup. So this is the way you can do multiplexing of your control file when you are using SP file. Okay, now check that this 3 comes or not. So this is the one way, or otherwise select name from v dollar control file. Okay, so see that third file is coming. Clear guys? So this is the way you can do multiplexing. And now what is the steps of P file? Guys, anyone? How you will do that? Okay, we will shut down the database. Then CP control file from one part to another. Perfect. After that, update in P file. Okay. So you can better first update in P file then CP command, guys. Okay. But if you are doing like this way, but that is also okay. But better to go to update first in P file, just like SP file we update first and then CP command. So same way for a P file, update first and then CP command, right? Okay. After that, start up the database with P file. Otherwise, how you will know P file start? Because SP file is there, so it will not take P file. So you have to mention startup P file is equal to P file path and naming, right? So perfect, Sudhakar. Thank you. So you guys can do this actually. Okay, P file multiplexing. And you can if suppose you want to drop or you want to demultiplex of your control file, so what you will do, you will set, let me show you that also. So first you will check how many control files. So suppose I want to remove this one file. So what I will do, I will use alter system command. Okay, up to two file, and after that, what I will do? Suppose I am saying scope is equal to SP file. Okay, so I altered. Okay, then shut immediate. So I'm dropping, suppose, or demultiplexing of my control file. So what I will do? So just edit that and then shut immediate, and after that uh, you can start up. Okay, or first you will drop that one. Okay, or you can move that one. Okay, don't drop or delete on production. So I just remove from my database initialization parameter, and from OS I'm not doing anything, only I'm just doing a startup. So when it reads the parameter file, so it only add two file actually. So you can check again. So like this way you can do multiplexing. Okay, clear? Demultiplexing, sorry. Clear, guys? Any questions? So today control file section is done, and I hope this session is helpful and you have learned some new things. Okay, and what I can say, just first stop the recording, then I will say.